is the acquisition learning hypothesis. The learning acquisition hypothesis claims that for adults, there are two different ways of developing second or prevent language skill. The two ways are acquisition and learning. The first way is acquisition. The acquisition of language through communication. This method is a natural way of developing linguistic skills with a subsidiary process. Focus more on the communication carried out and not on how the language was acquired, where the knowledge tends to be implicit. And whereas the second way is the really learning. Is a realizing language and usually acquired by means of formal knowledge by conscious process and knowledge is explicit. And the second hypothesis is the natural order hypothesis. The natural order hypothesis states that in learning a second language acquisition is based on obtaining language structures in a predictable order, but it should be noted that this does not mean that all people acquire language in the same order. But for the acquisition of grammatical structures, some are earlier or faster, or some are obtained later, or it could be slower. Jadi di natural order hypothesis menyatakan bahwa dalam belajar bahasa kedua, perolehan bahasa didasarkan pada perolehan struktur bahasa dengan urutan yang dapat diprediksi. Tetapi perlu digarisbawahi bahwa tidak berarti semua orang memperoleh tata bahasa dengan urutan yang sama. Untuk itu, perolehan struktur tata bahasa dalam hal ini ada yang diperoleh lebih awal atau lebih cepat, atau ada yang diperoleh belakangan atau juga bisa lebih lambat. And the third hypothesis is about the monitor hypothesis. The monitor hypothesis states that grammar knowledge only functions as a monitor or editor that corrects and ensures that the sentences to be pronounced are correct, not used to produce language. Regardless of one's grammar knowledge, if it is not accompanied by practice, then the person will not be able to speak fluently. Jadi di dalam the monitor hypothesis, pemerolehan pengetahuan tata bahasa hanya berfungsi sebagai monitor atau editor yang mengoreksi dan memastikan kalimat yang akan diucapkan itu sudah benar atau tidak, bukan digunakan untuk menghasilkan bahasa. Sekuat apapun pengetahuan bahasa seseorang, jika tidak dibarengi dengan latihan, maka dengan otomatis seseorang tidak akan bisa lancar dalam berbicara. The next hypothesis is the input hypothesis. The input hypothesis states that we acquire a second language by understanding input that is one level above our own barrier to learning. This hypothesis is described as I plus 1. In I, it means knowledge of the language before learning. This means that there is prior knowledge that a child has, and first, it means that language knowledge acquired at a higher level after learning. This means that a child has increased one further level from previous language development, which is obtained after the learning process. Jadi di dalam input hipotesis mengatakan bahwa pemerolehan bahasa kedua dengan memahami input setingkat lebih tinggi di atas kemampuan kita sebelum kita belajar, dan digambarkan dengan I tambah 1. Jadi I itu diartikan sebagai pengetahuan bahasa yang dimiliki sebelum belajar, sedangkan 1 itu diartikan sebagai pengetahuan bahasa yang diperoleh setingkat lebih tinggi setelah belajar. The last hypothesis is the effective filter hypothesis. The effective filter hypothesis states that attitude variables are related to one's language achievement. The lower a person's effective filter, the easier it will be to acquire a second language. Hipotesis afektif menyatakan bahwa variabel sikap berkaitan dengan pencapaian bahasa seseorang. Semakin rendah filter afektif seseorang, maka akan semakin mudah ia memperoleh bahasa kedua.